Hi, it's me again. Okay, today I want to talk about kids and food. Parents often disagree about how are we going to feed this kid? You know, a kid who won't eat or won't eat much or is a picky eater, doesn't seem to want to eat anything that you serve them. And this can lead to a lot of difficulty between parents and between the parents and the kid. So, what do you do? Do you cajole them? Do you reward them if they eat something? Do you play these food games where you're holding a spoon up to their mouth? Do you spoon feed them? Here's a novel idea. How about none of the above? Kids do not have an appetite like yours and mine. Okay, well, first of all, they're small and we're big. So they tend to not eat very large portions, and yet parents tend to put food on the kid's plate in portions that are really adult sized. So the kid looks at it and goes, whoa, too much food. I don't want any of it. So they eat very little, and we tend to eat a lot. To make matters even more difficult for parents is that kids often do not like to try new foods. So the bottom line is no food fights. Give up fighting with your kid about food. The last thing you want to have is a control struggle around eating, especially with little girls. We do not want girls to end up with eating disorders because that's a whole other topic, and you know where that's going to lead. So here is something I want you to remember. The kid is in control, but you, the parent, are in charge. Now, what does that mean? Okay, you are in charge of preparing what you can realistically expect them to eat. It may not be what you want them to eat, but it has to be what they will eat. They will grow up and be fine, strong, healthy people, regardless of what they eat. I have two kids that I can prove that that's true for who did not want to eat anything. Okay, now I know that's not research. I'm just saying it's one example. Now, the kids are in control. So you're in charge of putting before them what realistically we could expect them to eat, and they're in control of whether or not they eat it, where and how much they eat. All right? You get to tell them where, and they get to decide whether or not and how much. That's the bottom line. Keep it simple. Now let's say they don't eat anything. If they don't, hey, the kitchen's closed until the next meal. However, particularly after the dinner, a kid might come in and say something really, really smart. I'm hungry. In which case, because the kitchen's closed, pull out the plate that they didn't eat earlier and offer it to them and say, oh, well, here you go, no problem. I saved your dinner. You can eat it now. They may or may not eat it. Well, here's some really good news for you. If a kid refuses to eat the plate that you saved from dinner, no kid ever died by going to bed hungry and not eating that dinner. If they're hungry enough, they will eat it. Now, I know that some of you will find this difficult to believe. You think it's nonsense, whatever, that's fine. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's another way to think about it and another way to approach it. So I get it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, because I realize this is a complicated issue and that not everybody thinks about it the same way. Now, by the way, there's a resource for you that I want you to check out if you're struggling with eating issues in your kid. It's a book by a woman named Ellyn Satter, Satter, and the name of the book is called How to Get Your Kid to Eat, But Not Too Much. There'll be a link at the end of this video. You can subscribe by pushing that button in the right-hand corner and click on the link, and it'll take you to her book. I'll see you next time.